Hello everyone, welcome to English Now. We have come up with another topic which says how to remember vocabulary easily and permanently. You may learn vocabulary daily and you forget. How to remember this for a longer period of time? We have come up with this topic, the solution of the same. The video is going to be useful for students who want better teaching learning techniques, who want to learn the words for a longer period of time effectively, or for the non-native English speakers as well who struggle to retain new words, or anybody who's public speaker who wants a richer vocabulary to speak fluently, or anyone who's learning a new language, particularly English. The video is going to be useful for them, how to remember vocabulary for a longer period of time. Before we start the video, I've got a question for you. This may happen to you as well, that you learn 20 new words of English in one day and forget 18 of them the very next day. Does it happen to you? It happens to some of the people, in fact many. It happened to me also while I was learning in the initial days. So what we do generally is that we write vocabulary in a notebook or underline them. We even revise once, but then also we forget. When it's time to speak what we learned, your mind goes blank. Why does this happen? Why does it happen? What is the reason behind it? Today we're going to share how to remember vocabulary easily, naturally and permanently without feeling bored or memorizing. We don't have to memorize the words, still we'll be able to retain the words for a longer period of time. Stay till the end because the last technique which we'll discuss will change the way you learn words. So the words and their learnings we're going to discuss. Many times it happens that many students think vocabulary improves by reading long lists, mugging up meanings, or using dictionary daily. But the problem is not learning words. If you're learning new words, that's good, but these things alone are not going to be helpful. The problem is remembering them. This is the real problem. So vocabulary is not about memory. It is about connection. You have to build connection with the word. You have to imagine it. If you create connection, you can create retention as well. So how to get the retention, how to retain the word in your mind for a longer period of time. We'll discuss that one by one in different techniques. So let's start that. Technique 1 says that learn words in context. So in context, you have to learn words. You don't have to learn words alone. Never learn them this way. Don't learn this way. For example, if the word is enormous, the meaning is very big. Just this you're learning. If you're doing that, don't do that. What do you have to do instead? You have to learn in a sentence. For example, the elephant is enormous, means the elephant is very big. That building looks enormous. That building looks very big. So you're imagining it. When you learn vocabulary in a sentence, your brain connects it to a situation and it imagines it. For example, instead of learning exhausted, imagine. Exhausted means in Hindi thaka hua, or in English tired. So you have to imagine I was exhausted after teaching for 3 hours or after walking for 2 kilometers or 5 kilometers. So you have to imagine that I got exhausted. Main thak gaya. Now the word has emotion, and emotional words stay longer in memory. So you're connecting a kind of emotion with the word and it stays for a longer period of time. Technique 2 says use the word within 24 hours. So any word which you're learning, you have to use them within 24 hours. If you don't use a word within 24 hours, your brain deletes it. So whenever you learn a new word, use it in a sentence. You have to speak. You have to text it to someone if you're talking to them. Make a short video using it. For example, learn the word confident. So if this word is confident, which you learned just now, you have to use them. You have to say, I want to become a confident English speaker, or I want to be a confident person. Usage creates memory. So if you use it, your memory will connect emotion with it. Now, technique 3 says the 3 repeat rule. Now what this 3 repeat rule is, you don't revise 10 times in one day. You don't have to revise words 10 times in a day. Revise like this. For example, If you're learning anything new, you have to revise the same thing after 10 minutes, and then after 24 hours, the same thing you have to revise. And then again, after 3 days, you have to revise the same thing again. This is called spaced repetition. You're revising the same thing after a certain time. 10 minutes, 24 hours later, and then 3 days later, you're revising this. Your brain starts forgetting, and then you revise. The memory becomes stronger. So you have to keep revising it this way. Technique 4 says associate words with images. So any word that you're using, you have to associate them with images. Our brain remembers pictures better than meanings. So you have to make a picture of it. For example, if there is a word called fragile, which means in Hindi, toot phoot jana. So you have to imagine a glass falling and breaking. वो glass गिरती है और break हो जाती है. If there's a word whisper, which means फुसफुसाना in Hindi, imagine someone speaking softly in your ear. You have to imagine this. When you attach a mental picture, your brain stores it like a movie scene and it stays for longer time. Technique 5 says teach someone. Now this is also a very helpful thing. The fastest way to remember vocabulary is to teach it. When you explain a word to someone else, your brain processes it deeply. So you have to get a person around you and you have to teach them. If you don't have anybody, you have to act like that. Even if you don't have a student, pretend you're teaching. Yes, you have to do it in your home or anywhere wherever you get a place. You can even stand in front of a mirror and say, today I learned the word determined, which means having strong decision power. So that is determined, and you're talking to yourself standing right in front of mirror. Teaching locks the word in your memory. This way, you will retain the word for a longer time. Now let's talk about the common mistake. What is the common mistake that most of the people do? Learning 30 words in one day. That is the biggest mistake which people do, and you don't have to. Instead, what you have to do is that you have to learn only 5 words, just 5 words, use them deeply, repeat them, apply them always, like for example 10 minutes later, 24 hours, and then 3 days later as well. If you're learning in small quantities, it stays with you for longer period of time. Now we're reaching a conclusion. After discussing this, what the conclusion is? Vocabulary is not about how many words you know, it is about how many words you can use confidently. It's purely about that. How many words you can use in your daily routine. So from today, you have to let's learn, use more, those 5 words that you've learned just now, you have to use more, repeat them smartly and connect emotionally with them. You have to make a picture with them and you will never forget vocabulary again. So always remember, English improves by action and not by passive learning. So passive learning you don't have to do, you have to do the active learning. How? By talking to yourself, looking yourself into the mirror, or teaching someone and revising them and making picture in your mind. All the best to you for your learning journey. That was it. We've discussed this topic today. You have to practice them in your home. We'll come up with another topic to discuss some more points. Till then, thank you for watching.